Welcome, friends, to the Soul Talk podcast, a show where we explore and uncover the path to the heart, amplifying your conscience. Join me as we meet incredible souls who are in this journey and learn from their experience and different methods that will make you vibrate your heart. Let's get into it.
Hello everyone, this is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love, and we have also Tywanah and myself. Let me pin there. And we wanted to ask, well, first of all, thank you so much for being here in the healing portal. That it is basically a community of healers helping healers. And let me just tell you a little bit about what it is. Healers Helping Healers is a collaborative community of healers, coaches, therapists, energy workers, and transformational leaders who come together to support and expand the visibility and sharing their gifts, reaching more people through service, connection, and collaboration. We believe with the healing, it is not meant to be done alone. We support each other to create a stronger and more compassionate community where both practitioners and those seeking healing to thrive. We created also to give the service to the public, the healing portal that is once a month, that is open at the doors to all the public. And it is a monthly thing where the healers and experts will be sharing and inspiring talks, healing tools, wisdom, and practical guidance to support your personal growth, emotional healing, and spiritual development for your well-being. Each month we will bring speakers, new perspectives, and new gifts. As participants, you will receive access to free resources and special gifts from our Healers Helping Healers practitioners, allowing you to continue your healing journey and long and after event. We have a gift and every month from all the healers that are going to be speaking, and also from the group, the community Healers Helping Healers. And I want to thank Tywanah that she is my co-host. Thank you so much for helping me with this.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure, my honor, my pleasure to be here with all of you.
So do you want to present our first speaker? Let me
Absolutely.
remove the
I am
pin.
happy
And
to do so.
where is Christopher?
So, our first presenter tonight is Christopher Blackwell, Christopher John Blackwell. He's going to be talking about upgrading your energy fast, recalibrating your nervous system, if I could speak. Chris Blackwell is a seasoned sonic frequency coach. Ooh, healer and musician who has traveled the globe sitting in renowned energy masters and spiritual teachers from India to Bali. How exciting, Christopher. I want to hear all about it. All the things. With a natural ability to tune into energy fields from a young age, we have that in common. Chris has refined his skills in quantum healing over 20 years, helping clients release stress, energetic blocks, and limiting beliefs. In addition to his energy work, Chris is a passionate musician, woo, who plays the keyboard, he sings, he enjoys creating original music, which is awesome. And his unique approach blends sound frequencies, intuitive guidance, and spiritual wisdom to empower others in manifesting abundance and well being. Welcome, Christopher, talented, skilled beyond belief, Blackwell.
Wow, that's a lot to live up to. Thanks. Great presentation. Thanks, Tawana. Um, all right, so I believe we've got about 10 minutes each. Is that right, Monica?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So I just want to do a really quick synopsis. As well, Tawana's pretty much said it. I've been working with sound. I work with vocal sound frequency. I work with the energy field. I usually get people moving and sounding, and this is the way I help people shift energy. So whether they're in business, whether it's health, whether it's relationships, and and pick up whatever beliefs are sitting in there in the field that are ready to release. So whether I'm working one-on-one or collectively. So given that we've got a short amount of time, I would just love to jump in with some sound, and you guys can just receive, and we'll see where it goes. So I'm going to hold an intention that everyone on this platform, Healers Helping Healers, gets the maximum benefit, including Monica and Tywanah and everyone else here, and then we all can step into the highest possibility for ourselves, our next level. And so that's the energy I'm holding, and we'll see what comes up during the process. I might do a clearing. We've got 10 minutes, so I'm just going to start. Okay, awesome. So taking a deep breath in and out. Sound works on the nervous system and the energy system, helping to tweak and recalibrate and retune the system. Take a deep breath in and out. I'm just holding the intention that this collective that Monica has created just grows and grows and becomes bigger and more supportive for everybody involved, that everybody's sharing helps everybody else like a hologram. So I want you to just hold the feeling. What is it you want to create in your life? What is it you want to create? Now, you probably already know that, or if you don't, or something new might drop in. What is it that you want to create and manifest in your life? What is the big dream that you want to bring into being? I want you to hold that and visualize that in your third eye region. I'm going to chant the sound Ah now, which helps to cook and bring that visualization into physical reality. So focusing it on in the third eye, make it bright, make it big. This is my reality now. This is my normal experience now. And again. Beautiful. Rubbing the hands together, clapping the hands, rubbing the hands together, clapping the hands, rubbing the hands together, clapping the hands. Big breath in and out. And just feeling your body, feeling your breath. And just imagine, sense that almost like flowers of new intentions are being placed in each of your energy centers in your body. You can even include your hands and your feet as well as the main energy centers. Little flowers that represent new life and new possibilities. Now I'm just going to do a clearing. I release the belief that I'm not worthy. I release the belief that it's not possible. I release the belief in the patterning connected to my parents, connected to the ages of 3, 4, 5, 7, and 9, and where my back and my spine contracted into a smaller possibility than what I know is possible. I release and dissolve this now. Deep breath in and out. And I really just want to see, I'm just seeing Monica being just given gifts and support for the energy that she's bringing through. So, and Tywanah, who's also supporting, like just waves of light and support coming in to help this vision come alive. And I don't know how close I am to 10 minutes, so someone jump in and stop me. And that everyone on here and their own unique gift gets amplified, gets expanded through this process of being on this Healers Helping Healers community. And another one that's coming up is anywhere where I'm not seeing the humor and the laughter and the ridiculousness of life, and I'm holding on to the energy of my problem and my smallness and my past identity, give us the grace and the energy to witness that movement so that we can actually breathe in a new way, laugh, create a pattern shift, and step into a new possibility with grace and ease, and transform negative emotions into gold. Transform difficult situations and beliefs by witnessing them, seeing them, observing them, and then choosing again, but with compassion. And if I no longer held the belief that it was impossible, that I can't, what would I create in my life? If I no longer held the belief that I'm that same person that always struggled in a certain area and instead chose that's no longer me, I now can create with ease. What would be possible in my life? What would I create? I think I've got 1 minute left. So just hold that vision in your heart. What would I create if I no longer believed that nothing was possible? And I think that's pretty much it from me. So thanks so much for having me along. If you want to connect with my work, you can jump on a call with me. I've got an online academy, which is really helping people get big shifts, and I look forward to hearing from everyone else. Thank you from Australia.
Thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
And next we have a beautiful sister that I have the pleasure to meet in Miami in person. And it's Abigail Teixeira. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Abigail Teixeira is a trauma recovery coach, speaker, writer, and mother of 4 devoted restoring community-based healing, ancestral remembrance, and embodied leadership. A survivor of childhood abuse and addiction, Abby waves over decades of living experience with woman-centered coaching, nerve system awareness, and ceremonial facilitation. Rooted in her indigenous Mayan lineage and reclamation journeys, she creates a space where the grief, rage, and truth are welcome, and where healing unfolds through rituals, witnessing, and connection rather than isolation. So Abby today is going to be talking to us about, her talk is Your Voice Carries More Words, Breaking the Chained Silence Through the Design and Story of Ancestral Wisdom. Abby, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I feel so lucky that I went after Chris and he helped me clear some
Yeah, me too.
kind of energy that I had. I've been kind of having a headache for the last couple of days and literally just kind of fell away. So that was amazing. Thank you so much. Yes, so I want to start with a question. How many of us here have learned that silence was safer than speaking up? Show of hands or a little wave. Yeah, I can see many of us, right? For so many of us, especially cycle breakers, survivors, women, femmes, Black, Indigenous women of color, healers, creatives, silence became survival. We needed to be silent to survive, right? And our voice truly, what I'm going to be talking about today, how our voice carries more than words. It carries memories, it carries conditioning, trauma, survival, lineage, wisdom. And there's many people, I've been having a lot of conversations lately, and there's a lot going on in the world, and the world desperately needs healing, like the whole entire world needs healing, but not everybody wants it, right? But those who do, there's barriers for us to show up in our own medicine, because I truly believe that each and every one of us here carries your own unique medicine that is medicine for others, right? Not for everyone, but for others, right? For your sliver of humanity, as one of my coaches talks about. And so there's the conditioning that happens that keeps us from being able to naturally express ourselves. I think about, I'm a mama of 4 and they're 7 and under, and all 4 of them are so different from each other, and in the ways that they express themselves, and just they're so raw, and I just see that in them, and I see parts of me in each of them, and I think about the times where that part of me was shut down as a child, right? And so it's about really reawakening these natural ways that we were built and designed to express ourselves. And so for me, I thought there was something wrong with me because I couldn't, yeah, like I was scared. I was scared to like speak on things. I was scared to show up about things. There was just a lot of fear, right? But like Monica mentioned in my bio, I'm a survivor of childhood abuse. I grew up in a very violent alcoholic home. And then I used substances and addiction as a way to leave my body when I was a teenager to cope with the things that I had gone through. So I was deeply numbed and disconnected. And then on top of that, I also gathered other kind of like coping mechanisms like shape-shifting, people pleasing, hypervigilance, that kind of a thing, right? Just so that I would just kind of stay under the radar and, not bother anyone and all of that kind of stuff. And it wasn't until I entered into my healing and recovery journey when, I literally came in crawling, with this heavy burden that I had been carrying of all the things that I had been through, all the things that I had experienced. And I truly believed that I was the only one, that had gone through these things, that no one else could understand, because I never heard people talking about the things that I had gone through, right? And so it wasn't until I got into rooms and then spaces where I started to hear other people's stories and their journeys and started to be like, oh my goodness, like I'm not the only one. Oh my gosh, like they get it, like all of that kind of stuff. And that really changed something fundamentally in me, right? And so I really realized that my fear of being seen wasn't just mine, right? And that's the other thing I really want to kind of touch on. And 10 minutes is like a stretch for me for sure, because I can go on and talk about these things for much longer. But when we think about things like colonization, survival patterns, nervous system protection, generational silence, our body remembering what our mind doesn't necessarily explain. We come from, like for me, I'll speak in me, and I come from a lineage that is shaped with poverty, addiction, abuse, war, silence, those kind of things. And I know in my lineage, especially in my matriarchal lineage, so the women in my family, they died with all their grief, their pain, their stories inside of them, right? And so sometimes when I speak up, when I try to like share things in the beginning, I would feel this immense fear. And what I know now to be true is that some of that was the conditioning that I grew up with, but some of it was also ancestral fear. It was my ancestors trying to protect me from the fear that they had, because if we go back way back, I come from medicine women, healers, witches, if you will, who were literally killed for speaking out, for speaking up and sharing their truth and their voice and that kind of a thing, right? And so, so learning those layers as to what was getting in the way was really, really instrumental to me breaking through them. And the last thing I really wanted to talk about is human design, this beautiful tool that I began studying a couple of years ago to really understand, who I am. And it's incredible that your birthday, literally just typing in your birthday and your time of birth and the place of birth, can reveal so much about yourself. And so layering those three things, like the conditioning, the trauma, the very real things that have happened to us, on top of the ancestral stuff, on top of the way that we're actually meant and designed to speak, right? What has been just revolutionary for me, right? And so I want to introduce you all to the voice by design concept, without kind of overwhelming, because I know that I'm probably running out of time soon. So, so for example, there's archetypes in each and every one of our designs, and so some of us were meant to speak through emotion, some of us were meant to speak through storytelling, leadership, artistry, deep listening, embodied presence, truth telling. There's so many different ways, and it's not a one size fits all, right? Like we all can't, kind of, it's not cookie cutter kind of thing, right? And so for me, I'm a 3/5 generator in human design, and so my voice was never meant to be perfect. Like I am meant to come through with lived experience, with my experimentation, with my truth and my resilience. And so learning about just that simple shift has been a huge game changer. Some people are trying to communicate in ways that were never natural to them, right? And then they show up in social media and it feels performative rather than authentic. And then it's like they start the comparison thing, right? Where it's like, why is it so easy for that person to do this? And why is it so hard for me to to do this. And it's because you weren't designed to like speak in that way. You know, I'll share a little bit about one of my clients. We were getting ready to market one of her offerings, and she wanted to show up on camera. And so she made this little script, and she said every time that she would try to show up and like, you know, read off the script and you know, it was so inauthentic for her. It was huge resistance. And when we looked at her design and her human design chart, actually in her voice in the communication center, she actually had one of the gates that was lit up for her or activated was the gate of spontaneous speaker. So she's actually meant to speak spontaneously, like just pick up the phone and just talk, you know, just whatever comes through. And when she did that, everything changed, you know, like the pressure came off, and like, and she was able to actually express herself in the way that she's actually meant to communicate, right? And so really thinking that I really want to leave you with like, what if your voice isn't broken, right? Like, what if it's just simply buried under the years of conditioning and survival, right? What if your next level isn't becoming someone else, but really remembering who you were before the world told you to shrink or disappear, right? And so this is the work that we explore inside of my Reclaim and Rise gatherings. They're my free monthly gatherings where we don't perform, you know, we're just there to actually just witness each other in our humanity. And yeah, so I guess like, how many minutes do I have left, Monica? Am I almost up? 1 minute. Okay, let's do this quick mini activation. So I want you to put your hand on your heart, and maybe the other heart, the other one on your throat. So like maybe one hand on your heart and the other one on your throat. And just take a nice big breath in through your nose. And just while you're both of your hands there, notice what happens in your body when you imagine fully expressing yourself. Notice where fear lives, where silence lives. Notice what still feels unsafe about fully being seen. And now just imagine the version of you that no longer apologizes for their truth, that can show up boldly, authentically, unapologetically. That version of you is connected to their body, their spirit, their ancestors, their wisdom. And just ask yourself, what wants to be spoken through you? You know, and then the optional affirmation that you can say to yourself is, you know, my voice is safe. My voice is medicine. I am ready to be heard. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abby. We really appreciate you. And
Thank
where's
you,
Tywanah?
Abby.
Oh,
I'm right here.
oh, sorry.
I'm right next to you. Or at least on my screen. Sophia, the one who flows with the river. Ooh, do I love that as a partial Native American. I love that. Um, Sophia's going to be talking about align with divine design of your life, a freedom of journey for remembering your soul plan. Ooh, this is going to be fun. I've got chills, literally. Um, Lorna Lynn, known as the one who flows with the river, a spiritual guide and consciousness practitioner based in Summerlin, British Columbia. Since a spontaneous spiritual awakening in 1993, she has supported individuals, families, and communities on their healing and awakening journeys. And boy, let me tell you, that's not easy. Following a profound life review experience in 2000, Lorna received insights into the subconscious mind and the power of consciousness to restore balance, well being, and inner harmony. Her work focuses on helping people release emotional burdens, reconnect with their authentic selves, and align with the higher intelligence that flows through life. Through compassionate listening, consciousness based practices, and frequency work, Lorna Sophia supports others on living with greater clarity, freedom, and connection to the one source, love. May I
Well,
present Lorna Sophia, the one who flows with the river.
thank you so much. Thank you, Monica, too, for creating this opportunity for me to share my gifts with healers helping healers participants in the healing portal. Um, yeah, I just wanted to let people know. Well, the name Sophia came to me in a meditation after I found out that the name that what my mother and father called me, Lorna Lynn, was being used in a derogatory way. So I don't actually use Lorna Lynn in public. So, and I didn't tell you guys that, but and the name, the one who flows with the river, was gifted to me by Chief White Buffalo at a little town called Coldstream, British Columbia. It was started on the banks of the Okanagan Lake, and then he took me up into waterfall, and we did the fire ceremony on the banks of the lake, and then went up, and the mountain that we did it on, I didn't know I was going to talk about this, but it actually was a magnetic, so you could park your car and the car would move up the mountain through the magnetics of the mountain. And then he did the water ceremony because he did it. I didn't ever tell him this, but the spirit of the waterfall came to me in 1993 because the name was gifted to me in 2019. So, but thank you, Tywanah. And yeah, so I've been doing, with my first activation in 1993, when the energy of healing came to me spontaneously, it was actually like a spirit entered the back of my neck at a healing circle, and it activated and lifted my body, which I could have levitated at the time. And then when I touched the lady that her feet were on the table, I'd never been to a healing circle. I had no idea what I was doing there. And the lady that invited me said, "Oh no, just do what everybody else is doing." And so I was there and that happened. And I was just like, yeah, I was lucky that I just moved with the flow, but that activated an inquiry in within me. And I started doing some research, and I found Barbara Brandon's Hands of Light. And I took all 3 levels within a year. I was working as a medical laboratory technologist at the time. And so I just started offering my gift to friends and family. And I had 3 young children at the time who would say, they'd say, "Come meditate on my feet, mommy." So I would just run energy through their bodies. And yeah, and the other defining moment was November 3rd when I had the life review. It was like a near-death experience without the death part of it. But during the life review, it was like I was seeing my experiences from 3 levels of consciousness. One was from me and my apparent misery when I activated the life review. And the second was the memory of me at the time that the memory was flashed. So for me, it's like consciousness is the field of experience through which we observe reality. So me, my consciousness is different than a mouse's consciousness or a bird's consciousness, right? Because we have a field of experience. And then I was also saw it from the unified field, from the consciousness and point of view of source. And at the time of the life review, a chart was flashed in my mind's eye. It was like a blueprint into my own subconscious programming. I was shown that the body is like a battery with an electromagnetic field. I now call this the attractor field. I was also shown the holographic nature of reality, that the outer world is a reflection of what I believe to be true, the thoughts I carry in the subconscious created during my life experience, and what I continue to energize through thought, emotions, feelings, and assumptions. I discovered after doing a number of sessions with others that the subconscious is easily programmed with beliefs that are not serving the heart. This is the foundation of what I now call the Freedom Dove technique, or using the Freedom Dove frequency. Today, I feel called to speak about the creative power within each of us, the living intelligence of the body, the heart field, heart, mind coherence, the nervous system, and the 3 levels of consciousness, right? Our conscious mind, our subconscious, and the superconscious. as well as the divine design. Because a lot of us don't realize that we do actually have a divine design that we forget about. My children actually reminded me of that when, because my children are telepathic, and my oldest was communicating with my youngest when she was just born, like the first day that I brought her home from the hospital. And Florence Scovel-Shinn, she speaks of this beautifully in The Game of Life and How to Play It, when she writes about the superconscious mind is the God mind within the realm of perfect ideas. She speaks of the divine design, the perfect pattern held for each life. She writes, there is for each man perfect self-expression. There is a place which he is to fill with that no one else can fill, something which he is to do which no one else can do. It is his destiny. And I saw this in the visions that I had gotten in 1993 when I was first activated. And Abby speaks of this, that everybody has their medicine within them, right? And so it's just different words for the same thing. For me, healing is not about fixing ourselves as though we are broken. It's about remembering the intelligence already within the body that we are born with, remembering the light hidden beneath the old programming, the pain, the fear, the inherent beliefs, remembering that the divine is not outside of us waiting to be reached. The kingdom is within us. For many years, I looked at the outer world for verification and comprehension of what was happening to me. I then tried to correct problems from fear, urgency, frustration, and effort. I wrote letters, searched for remedy, asked questions, and tried to find a way through the systems that I was recognizing after I woke up and realized that life isn't what I thought it was. And through the circumstances I was facing, over time, I began to see something deeper. The outer world was not separate from the inner field I was creating from. The outer world is a mirror, as within, so without, as impressed, so expressed. It became apparent that it was for me to fully comprehend spiritual principles and the mechanism of creation and implement them in my life. The teachings of Florence Scovel-Shinn, Neville Goddard, Emma Curtis Hopkins, and others helped me put language to what I had already experienced inwardly. Our thoughts, feelings, assumptions, and inner conversations impress the subconscious mind. The subconscious then becomes an attractor field through which life reflects what has been held, believed, feared, imagined, or assumed. Neville Goddard talks about that our imagination is our creative faculty. So what we imagine, we create. I found that I was outsourcing my own imagination to others' creation. This is what I often call the mechanism of manifestation. Every thought is a seed. Every feeling gives life to the seed. Every assumption becomes part of the field we are living from. We become what we put our attention on. So the question becomes, what am I planting? What am I feeding? What am I standing witness for? Am I feeding the outer picture through fear, pain, and former conclusions? Or am I anchoring the world my soul already knows is possible? My work through Freedom Dove is about supporting others and turning inward, listening to the subconscious, learning the body's language, noticing the field they are creating from, and gently integrating the disassociated aspects of self still held in judgment, pain, fear, or separation, directing the subconscious and superconscious for integration and wholeness and wholesomeness. When we return to the heart, regulate the body, clear old emotional imprints through the alignment with divine grace, we become more available to insight, remedy, and the next inspired step. And that's what Christopher so beautifully did. Like he acted, it was so wonderful to experience that integration at the very beginning of this presentation. You know, we use sound, and our voices are sound, and our voice, like Gabby said, it is our how we're creating, and we can use our voice for integration. This is not about forcing transformation. It's about remembering the intelligence already here. It's about returning to awe for the body, the breath, the heart, seeing the world with wonder and awe as we become aware of the divine moving through all things. As part of the offering tonight, I would love to gift you all with a 1.5 hour freedom session, frequency session for those who would like to have this gift. May choose between two options. The first option is a frequency clearing and integration session. In this session, we gently explore what may be ready to clear from the emotional field, subconscious patterns, and old inner recordings, so the body and heart may return to greater coherence and resonance. And the second option is for someone already familiar with subconscious repatterning, manifestation practices, or inner journey work. This option is a guided shamanic journey based on a protocol I received at a Body Soul Spirit Expo in Edmonton, Alberta on November 3rd, 2015. At the event during the weekend, I went into a semi-trance state, and a deep inner process came through for traveling into the field, creating a sacred garden, releasing the senses from experiences where the elements were out of balance, meeting spirit animals and helpers, connecting with the inner child, and receiving insight from the deeper intelligence within each of us. Both offers are held with love, respect, and reverence for life. My intention is simple: to create a gentle space where we can remember who we are beneath the old stories, return to the heart, and aligned with the divine design of our life. Freedom Dove is not about giving anyone another belief system. It is an invitation to pause, turn inward, listen to the body, notice the field we are creating from, and remember the light that was always within us.
Thank
It
you
is my
so
desire to
much,
stop feeding.
Sophia.
Yeah, and also, like, if anybody has any questions too, or they can email me at sophia@freedomdove.net.
Thank you so much, Sophia. I really appreciate you. And yes, we're gonna be sending the gifts for everybody. And so like that you guys know at the end by through your email. And at the end we have a Q&A session. So if you have questions, don't forget to write it down, because at the end we're gonna have a Q&A. And let me present you our next speaker is Karnie Kamala. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Karnie Kamala is a complex trauma therapist, Reiki master, transpersonal counselor, and energy alchemist who guides the people back to themselves in a deep safety and compassion. Her work is not about fixing, but about helping to reconnect with the past of you have learned and you have hide, protect, and disconnect, so they can meet with truth integrated and grounded way. Blending trauma-informed practice, subconscious work, and energy healing, she supports lasting transformative that lives not just in the mind, but in the body and the nervous system. Through her one-on-one sessions and groups experience, Karnie creates spaces where healing feels safe, embodied, and real. So Karnie, and her talk, it is Blocked to be Blessed, and I cannot wait to hear more about it.
Am I able to get you to make me host, please, Monica? Thank you for that beautiful introduction, not interruption. Love that.
Yes, let me...
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
I was having a giggle, actually, Kerry, looking at you throughout that presentation, because it looks like your teddy bear's giving you a huge hug.
I'm trying to make her host. 1 second. Co-host. There. Confirm. And pin. There.
Beautiful. So I'm fine?
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that lovely introduction. Okay, I've got some slides to share, so I'm going to try and get them in the right order, which is a bit tricky because they're so small. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think I should be right now. Okay, so I'm going to be speaking today through some slides, and then I will facilitate a very short meditation. So it's interesting. I've noticed a bit of a pattern in the talks that we've had today. There's been a really big focus around the voice and around speaking our truth, and also coming back to ourselves and living the essence of what our soul is and what that truth is that's been covered up. So my talk today, through Block to Bless and through Star, is the soul speaks as the body whispers. So let's have a look. This is a depiction of what the soul self is. The soul only knows 4 states: love, peace, joy, personal power. And we're hardwired to belong, to feel safe, and to connect. And because of those things, we are a spiritual being having a physical experience, but we have all of these things that are kind of compacted on top of us. Probably the best description I've ever heard is one by Brandon Bays, and she talks about coming into this world as a pristine diamond, and we cover ourselves with all of the rubbish of life along the way, and then paint ourselves up with nail polish, present it to the world, and wonder why the world doesn't buy it. And it's about chipping away at the stuff that we've collected along the way, because we actually want to come back to the truth of who we are. So our ancestral patterns influence. We can actually carry trauma for up to 14 generations in the DNA, which is kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. That takes us back to the Middle Ages, when the witch trials were on and people were being persecuted over standing in their power and speaking their truth. Our childhood experiences impact us and limit the worlds around us, as does the development of our unconscious core beliefs. We've got survival patterns in there that come from those unconscious core beliefs, the childhood experiences, and the ancestral patterns. And then we put on some protective armour, the walls, the masks, the adaptations. Many of us here are healers, so we've also got other programming that kicks in as well. We might have the helper archetype, or the fixer, or the space holder, the strong one or the spiritual one. And then on top of that, we've got all of the pressures of society and culture and family. So it's no wonder we can feel compounded at times. Okay, let's have a look at some unconscious core beliefs. I have reams and reams of these, but I've limited it to 5, and I'm only just going to go through these really quickly because this is just background. A core belief that we might hold on to is I am not enough. Generally, our unconscious core beliefs are created through the ages of 0 to 8, when we are in that very energetic phase of integrating the world around us through how we feel, and we're making meaning of it. We don't have the capacity, because we have no frontal lobe development until at least the age of 8, to be able to create concepts. So we can't look at a situation and say, is this true? Is this not true? So the child will generally look at a situation and make it all about them. And if, for example, they might not made a priority, and it might be as simple as, mum's breastfeeding a new baby, and the 2-year-old child says to mum, can I have a glass of water? And mum says, oh, you're a big girl now, go get it for yourself. And the child suddenly realizes or believes they're not important anymore. They've got one or two options. They either think, oh, I'm responsible, or they think, oh, well, I'm not significant anymore. So from that core belief, we get an inner story that is developed, and the inner story might be something like, I must become more before I deserve. So I've got to keep proving myself, overworking, overlearning, getting everything right, endless certifications, learning, more. And then this might show up for business owners as a hesitation to launch. So these are just some of the visible ways that things might show up as unconscious core beliefs that run 95% of our behaviours. So our unconscious core beliefs run away as the story in the background behind what's going on, and we actually make choices and decisions from that programming. So it's not the behaviour that's the problem. It's simply a strategy that the child created to make its nervous system feel safe. And, in the 2 campaigns I'm looking at, Block to Bless would look at what small shift creates safety. So what can I do to bring more safety into my life? And Star would ask, What's the story that created this? How can we flip the script on the story? Okay, let's have a look at an activation. So I'm going to stop sharing now, and I can see everyone. All right, make yourself comfortable. I've just lost my little piece of writing. Please, if no one could fall asleep, that would be great. I've got this great habit of putting people to sleep. I'm sure it's not a personal comment. All right, if you can just close your eyes, and cameras on or cameras off doesn't make a difference. Okay, so we're going to have a look at the body speaks as the soul whispers. So you can expect your body to be saying something to you, or there to be some picture or sensation or something like that. So take a slow breath. And let it go. And another, slowly breathing in. And letting go. And just allowing the shoulders to soften, the jaw to release. There's nowhere to go, nothing to achieve, nothing to heal in this moment. Only notice and bring awareness into your body, into your chest and your belly and your hands and your feet, and quietly ask, body, what part of my life is asking for my attention? And do not force an answer. Perhaps it's health, or rest, or money, or boundaries, or love, or work, or joy, visibility, safety, or something else entirely. Just notice what arrives. Now gently place a hand where it arrives, wherever the body responds, and ask, what truth have you been trying to whisper to me? And then listen, not with the mind, but with sensation, with feeling, with image, and with deep inner knowing, and allow the answer to arise. And then ask one final question. What is the smallest change that would help me return to myself? Not the biggest, not the bravest, the smallest, the safest, the next true step. And then take a breath and place your hand over your heart and softly repeat, I hear you. I am listening. I will not leave myself behind. And when you are ready, return carrying that whisper with you. And just bring your awareness back into the body, wriggling the fingers and the toes, the shoulders. And when you feel ready and you're already there, you can open your eyes. So the two lenses that I look at through this, I'm just going to share again. Thank you. I just saw the love hearts. I'm just trying to find it. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay, so the two lenses that I look at, one is Blocked to Blessed. Now this one is, I've got a free offer coming up in this one on June 1st. It's a 21-day activation, and there's two different sessions, an AM or a PM session. And this is about creating small shifts in the body that change the neural pathways. I began this by literally changing the way I put my pants on. By instead of putting my right foot in, which is I'm a right foot beginner. Right foot goes in the left foot. I'd switched it around. I put my left foot in first and then my right. And the body actually feels really uncomfortable when you start doing things like this. There's it kind of goes, what are you doing? Like, what the heck is going on? It's like if you pick up your toothbrush with your left hand and your right hand, you start cleaning your teeth. It doesn't feel right to do. The body doesn't feel safe. But as you do it more and more regularly, it becomes something natural. And after 30 days of putting my pants on left foot first, it's actually natural for me now. So I've got to create something new that will stretch my level of safety. What I learned through creating this 21-day activation program was that I had actually left my body behind in some past trauma situations where I'd broken bones in the body. I'd broken 3 ribs and I'd broken an elbow. And I'd actually abandoned my physical body in the process of doing that. And so for me, this became a really big awareness of the need to come back to myself and begin taking small incremental steps. And so I went from no exercise to stepping back onto the treadmill for the first time in, gosh, I don't know how many years, and beginning to build a connection with my physical body again. So this one's a free program I've got coming up. It's a wonderful program for shifting and facilitating change. And the other program that is the lens that I look at allowing the soul to speak through is the STAR process. And this one uses a connection with superconscious to access the inner child and give the inner child a voice, to witness the inner child, to give the child a voice, to rescue the inner child, and to allow the inner child to speak up for the people that have created great challenges in their life. So that's my bigger container. It's a 30 plus hours container, but amazing results. Have I done 10 minutes already? How is that even possible?
Yes, it's your time. Thank you.
Bless you, darling. Thank you.
So now we have Tywanah and Ping. And
absolutely. Alan is next. Alan Simberg is going to speak about the 3 myths of addiction. Alan Simberg, PhD, has over 50 years of professional experience and is a licensed marriage and family therapist, licensed chemical dependency counselor, and certified in applied clinical nutrition. Now, isn't that a combination for you? He's the author of Back to Living: Addiction Strategies to Recover from Your Addiction, and a contributor to best-selling books, including Share Your Message with the World and Business Life and the Universe, Volume 3. Alan is presented nationally on stress management, spirituality, and addiction recovery, and has been featured in podcast publications, including Voyage Houston and Modern Warrior. His work focuses on helping individuals recover from addiction and reclaim their lives through practical healing tools and personal transformation. Welcome, Alan. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for your presentation. So, to stay with my intention to help people recover from addiction as consistently as possible, today I'm going to talk about 3 myths of addiction. And in a sense, what that's going to be about is how to think about certain terms that were used and are still being used, but are in the process of changing. So the first one is for anyone who is challenged by alcohol use or drug use, the term addict. That term is becoming outdated. It started to become outdated about 13 years ago, and approximately 4 years ago, regular publications and journalists started picking up on it. So instead of talking about someone as an addict, now the term that's being used and becoming more and more popular is that the person has a substance use disorder. One of the problems that I see about referring to someone as an addict is it assigns an identity to someone. That's what you are. You're an addict. When that term changes to substance use disorder, the focus changes to what the person is doing, not what the person is. And the benefit of that change is that if a person is doing something, they can change what they're doing. The next myth is that once a person is a so-called addict, they're always going to be an addict. And again, that's not true. It doesn't have to be true. Because in a sense, what that implies is that a person will always be using the drugs and the alcohol. And there's also something called process addictions, which basically are things like gambling, watching pornography. But a person doesn't have to always be doing something. A person can change. So just from those two parts alone, changing that way of thinking helps to free the person who's challenged by alcohol use, drug use, or even any of the process addictions to have hope and to know that they can change. And then the third myth is that addiction is a disease. The problem with that is not only, in my opinion, is it shaming, but it also implies that the person is sick. And what I always talk to people about, meaning clients, and sometimes even in presentations, is to look very carefully at the word disease. And really, what that word actually means is ill at ease. And of course, it makes sense that if a person is using alcohol or drugs to manage their challenges, or even any of the process addiction behaviors, gambling, pornography, they do have ill at ease in their life. And they're using those things, maybe consciously, maybe unconsciously, maybe both ways, to be able to, in a sense, escape from the feelings that they're experiencing and having what they consider to be pleasant feelings. So the final wrap up for this is, what does this all have to do with recovery from addiction? Well, behavior and thoughts and emotions all go together. Our emotions come from our thoughts and our behaviors come from our thoughts. So if I don't think I'm worthwhile, or all I am is a down and out addict, I don't know how much motivation I'd have to change. So the big takeaway from my presentation today is, well, actually there's two. One is, please watch your thoughts. Always do your best to have the most motivating, positive thoughts. And most of all, never give up. Never give up. Maybe you need to take a break once in a while, a short break, not too long a break. We don't want to get into relapse, but give yourself a chance, because you never can know when that change is going to happen. And if you don't give up, you have the greatest chance of that happening. So thank you, everyone, for your attention.
Hi everyone, this is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. And if you have been feeling stuck where you are right now, or if you have felt that you cannot connect with others in the same language or the same emotions that you're feeling, if you're a coach, a healer, energy worker, in any of those branches, maybe this is for you. Because we have felt the disconnection for the rest of our family, friends, that we cannot connect to them. And we're so afraid to actually go deep dive when we're getting triggered by our own clients. because we're seeing our mirror image with them. My name is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love, and that's my spiritual name. And I take clients from feeling confused and feeling stuck to feeling free, to feeling that they feel empowered from themselves. I created a system, Path to the Heart, that goes in 3 levels. And the first level, it is healing the inner child, healing the parts of us that we've been so afraid, or it's very painful to do it. I have done it myself, not only with me, and I have done it with many of my clients, that I take them to this process. The second level, it is to go more into inner self, clearing the family lineage, to breaking the contracts and vows, learning deeper more about the laws of the universe. And the third level, it is learning how to channel, how to do waking up your and getting online your gifts, your unique gifts that the world so much needs right now. So if you wanted to know more about this, I am eager to show you and to teach you all what I know that I use every day in my life. So thank you for being here in this page. I really appreciate it. And this is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. Thank you, Alan, so much. I really appreciate you. And today we have our last participant that it is here. Let me just bring her on camera. Angela, I hope I don't make a mistake with your last name, love. You're in mute. Levasseur. I'm sorry, my first language is Spanish.
That's quite all right.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about Angela. Angela Levasseur, it is an intuitive channeler, transformative guide, and visionary founder of the Phoenix Passage, a sacred results driving space from those ready to rise from the confusion to clarity and from limitation to aligned power. Knowing her grounded yet deeply intuitive approach, Angela helps individuals navigate pivotal life transitions with precision, insight, and unwavering support. Her connections to the unseen began at a young age, like me, evolving through the years exploring in tarot and paranormal before culminating into a profound personal awakening. That journey became the foundation of her work today, where intuitive channeling meets strategic guidance, and Angela integrates tarot, energy healing, Reiki, Akashic insights, and shamanic practices to create transformative experiences that move clients beyond surface levels awareness into the true embodiment. Driving by passion for growth, mastery, and service, Angela continued to expand her expertise while remaining devoted to the one core mission, guiding others through the fire of transformation and guiding to strength, clarity, and self-trust that define her the new chapter. Angela, it's a pleasure to meet you, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I am so thrilled to be here, and this is such a wonderful community. I can literally feel so much energy running back and forth through me. I know that we have a bit of a time crunch, and my chat tonight is with regard to calling back your energy. And as everybody else was talking earlier today, we all have that same focus where we are refinding ourselves. And what I have found through my journey is many people don't realize how often throughout the day, throughout the week, and throughout our lifetime, we give away our energy to other individuals. I very recently had a couple of very good friends of mine who said, I'm feeling really lethargic and I'm not sure what's going on and I feel like I'm being psychically attacked. I said, have you ever called back your energy? And they said, what do you mean? So I basically went through a quick energy callback with them, and both of them reported, and these were within a couple of days of each other, they both reported that it was an absolutely amazing and transformative process for them. They could literally feel the energy flowing back into them from past lives, past years, individuals that they've had connections with. And I mean, honestly, when we are seen so fully in social media aspects, when we go out to work, when we go out to the mall, every time that we interact with someone, we truly are giving away some of our energy, and we have those cords that are there. And unfortunately, many times we forget, unless we practice it on a regular basis, we forget to cut those cords and call back our energy. So with everyone's permission, because as I said, I know we do have a bit of a time crunch, I have a call back your energy that I would like to go through with everyone. You can repeat this in your head because of the way that it's worded. If you are wishing to, you're welcome to extend your hands out. I do have to read it from my phone because I can't do it at the same time. You can put your hands out, keep your eyes closed, and I'm pretty sure that you will feel something when you get this back. And this is quite extensive. Take in one deep breath and slowly release it. I call back all of my power from every siphoning, exchange, steal, feed, misuse, abuse, and drain or destiny swap that has been done within or without my consent in this or any other timeline, dimension, universe, version, character, storyline, narrative, trap, corral, pen, space, mind, heart, soul, or any other location in all expression of the word within the entirety of my soul's journey through all of time and space. Any attempt to block me from outcomes that are meant and destined for me are found null and void, and I do not consent to any form of blockage that is being cast or projected over me or my life in this and any other version of my soul in this and any time and all timelines. No further attempts in the present, past, or future in any and all of time, space, realities has my consent in regards to any form of energy manipulation of any kind. No attempt to negatively impact my reality is permitted to exist within or without my energy in every dimension, timeline, reality, version, character, narrative, storyline, space of any kind, voids, or thought form of any kind. All untrue versions are eliminated and found written without just cause. All attempts to harm me or any of my family, galactic, or soul, and any family members is in any way is eliminated and returned to the sender. So it is, so it shall be, and so it always was. And if you would like to take another deep breath in and slowly exhale, that is one of the different exchanges of energy and returning of energy that I very recently come with. I also have another one that I deal with cord cutting, and these are just a few of the things that I do within my business and my soul. And I many times have had people, I've used this one several times myself. I've had many people comment that they can literally feel the energy returning to them. So I hope that you all found it very helpful. One of the easy things that you can do that people often forget is when you're having your shower, and I came across something on Instagram just a couple of days ago. The morning is basically to get us ready for the day and to prep us. At night, if you have your shower, it's literally to clear your energy and to get rid of all of that energy. So if you picture something along the line of, the water rushing down you, or many people look at Archangel Michael's sword coming and cutting away everything from the day. those are all different things that you can use, and I find they're very effective, but it is something that I love to help people with, and it's amazing how clearing it can be. And we can actually clear that going back several ancestral lines as well, because we do definitely carry our ancestral cords and energy with us. So I hope you all found that helpful.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Angela. And let me pin and myself. So we got to the point where at a pin that questions and answers. So if someone has some questions about any of the speakers, I really want to appreciate every single one of the speakers that we had today. They were amazing. I felt amazing stuff. I really was appreciate each one of you. Thank you so much. So if everybody knows how to use the hand in the bottom, so you can put a question, and like that we can go in order. Or you can just unmute yourself, whatever is easier for you.
I just wanted to jump in and say thanks. I really got something out of each person's presentation. It was really cool, and everyone has got their flavor and their thing. And Angela, I felt that, and yeah, really appreciated everyone from Abby right through to the end. It was and Karnie, what you did, Sophia with the awakening, and Alan with the shifting of the language. Just everything. If I haven't covered everyone, it's not intentional, but. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it and coming together like this and in this offering. So I guess that's my sharing. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Christopher. Do anyone else have questions or would like to share something?
I'll share. Same with what Chris just shared. It's just been such an incredible experience, and I love the synchronicities that have been in all of our talks. There's a lot of common threads, and I definitely don't take it lightly as a coincidence. It's definitely synchronicity, and it's been really beautiful to hear everybody's unique medicine. And there was one more thing I was going to say, and then my ADHD mind just swirled away. So, I am definite. I don't know about you all, but I am definitely taking advantage of all the free gifts because there have been some really generous offerings. And so I took down, I copy and pasted all the links, and I will definitely be connecting with all of you who presented today because why not? You guys are all amazing. And so, yeah, thank you. And thank you, Monica. Thank you, Tywanah. Thank you, Monica, for all the hard work you put to gather us all together here and give us the opportunity to share in this way. It's really, really beautiful. And thank you, Tywanah, beautiful host, co-host.
Thank you, Abby. And Sophia, do you have questions? Oh, before you mention your questions, I just share in the chat where we're chatting all the links of everybody that is having a gift. So in case you want to go and check those gifts, they're in there, and I will be sending it by email too. Oh, where is Sophia? Do you have a question?
Here. I'm still here. I just put my hand down. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I was just wanting to say that too. Like it was absolutely amazing how we're all on the same trajectory, really. We're all sharing the same thing, and the synchronicities were absolutely amazing. And and to end with the calling back, because it is so important for us to actually call back our energy for integration and to release what's not ours back to the sender. And I did the same thing, but I just I send it back with love and consciousness attached, right? And that's part of what I do in my sessions too, is so people are sovereign in their energy, right? So yeah, it was just really delightful. Thank you so much, Monica, for this opportunity. This is a great group of
Thank you, Sophia.
people, and I just love to be aligned with y'all. So thank you. And I'm gonna look up all of the gifts too.
Thank you.
So I can meet you all
Karnie.
individually.
I'm so excited to have worked out how to raise my hand. I didn't know how to do that before, but I was going to be sitting there waving at all of you for a while. I just have had the most phenomenal morning this morning. So thank you so much. It's been such a privilege to be part of the group and to share, but also to be able to kick back and listen to so much wisdom. So I just want to say to you, Monica, thank you for having the vision of bringing together so many healers in the first place, but not just having the vision, but actualizing it, because often people have, these initiatives that they want to put into place, but it never goes anywhere. And I know you've put in loads and loads and loads of hours behind the scenes, and it's not just landing pages and making sure all the gifts that are collected, even this morning right down to the last minute you were answering questions and making sure everyone was scaffolded along the way, and that's a huge job to coordinate. So thank you so much from all of us for doing that, and special thanks to you too, Tywanah. Lovely to see you again. Always a pleasure to be in the same space. But yeah, it was so nice to meet so many new people today. So beautiful, beautiful session. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And remember, I cannot be doing this without all of you, because this is a collaborative work. It is not my show. It is our service to all. So we're doing it, all this work, it is for free to the public. It is free for us. And so it is about cooperation from everybody. Instead of competition like we can see it outside, this is about collaboration. So thank you, Tywanah, to be hosting with me. I really, really appreciate that, because it is a lot of work. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
My
Monica,
pleasure.
before we go, may I speak really quickly?
Yes.
I just wanted to share with everyone. So my area often sometimes is big picture stuff, shall we say? And I would just encourage everybody to be kind to themselves and each other and those around them at the moment, because having the veil shredded is the ripple effect, the domino effect is quite profound. And lots of people all over the internet and in public are talking about Schumann resonance changes, backaches, headaches, you name it. And I just thought I would just share that, look, our nervous systems are being replaced energetically with what was before to handle the vibration of the new. So our backs are going to hurt. Our bodies and bones are going to hurt. Some mornings we're going to wake up, feel like we just are nauseous. Other times, all of a sudden, the tops of our heads are going to feel like they're lifting off, especially because we're all energetically sensitive. We're all empathic. And so just to be mindful of going easy on yourselves, don't push yourselves too much. The basics of plenty of water, plenty of rest. There are 4 words that keep coming to me in my meditations to share. One is connection to yourself, your own body, your own emotions, your own mind. And connection then, what's your next connection? Is it your family? Is it your friends? Is it the earth? Is it nature? Whatever you're connected to. And in order to connect in the way that we are metamorphosizing, I think it's not an evolving, it's not a manifestation, we're truly changing, is respect, because you have to respect yourself first before you can respect somebody else, etc., etc. And then when you have connection and respect, you can have a chance to have great communication. And of course, when you gather those 3 together like a magic mathematical equation, the only place then that you can draw from and I can see Tywanah smiling because she knows what I'm about to say, is source. And whatever you call source, whether it's divine love, God, Allah, whatever, but I call it the primordial. And That new conscious atom is seeded into this planet. She is sprouting, she is communicating, and she is changing us. And she's beautiful. She looks like a toddler, and she wants to interact with everybody. So just be kind to yourselves, because she's a force to be reckoned with. And that's all I wanted to say. And thank you for the blessing of being with you all.
Don't forget, guys, that the next month in June, we will be announcing the next dates for the next healing portal. And in 2 weeks, we're going to be having a meeting for the healers helping healers, so we can organize this even better. So if there's more speakers that want to talk in the next in June healing portal, just we have a chat. You can communicate with us, and if you want to help in the organizing part, it is open. I'm not having the only cane here. The cane is all ours. So you want to help? We're more than open. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. And there's nothing else that one wants to share?
Thank you so much, Monica. Again, I know the work that goes into this, and it is not easy rounding up all the troops, despite you making it appear effortless. So thank you so much to each and every practitioner that spoke today, and to those that are here that I know. You guys are rock stars. I love you all, and I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad to see everybody's beautiful, beaming, smiling face tonight. Yeah, I it 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 warms my heart just to be here, even though I didn't present tonight. So, and all of you kind of touched on what I specialize in, so I was really into it. I was really loving it. So thank you to you all. Thank you, Monica, for trusting me to sit by your side today.
Thank you, my sister.
Actually, there's one in the works.
So thank you so much, guys. And I will see you very soon. In 2 weeks, I will be sending about invitation for the next get together, healers helping healers. So like that, we can even do it better every month. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And thank you for all of you. Bye-bye.